Yo, thank y'all for tuning in again. This is Blunt Talk. I'm your host, Troy, aka Bone. I got my man Big Quells. I got my man Vic. And I got my man Tim.
Yo.
AKA cameraman in the background. You know, this show is about we having good topics, discussions. We keep it real. We do our research. We try to do the best we can to give the public the good knowledge that we talk about and give our opinion. Be different to you. We apologize, but this is how we do it. You know, today we'll be talking about generations and mental illness. I'm gonna repeat it again, mental illness. I'm the oldest out of the group, and I think Donald is the youngest out the group. What's up, Donald, back there? You know what I'm saying? He makes sure we straight with the weed and all, you know. But yeah, I'm Big Quells. We're gonna start with the generations. You know, I'm just wondering, man, you know, it's just so many things that's going on. I'm gonna say, you know, back in my day, we did have crime and killing and all that, but you know, we was you know, this is how we do it. We didn't I think rap music did influence a lot of people, but I didn't let it influence me, you know what I'm saying? It just was so organized and things just so different, you know, when my era was, you know. And you're a lot younger than me.
I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. It's fucked up out here. No ifs, ands, and buts about it. It's too many guns and not enough people. Back in the day, it was more people than guns. Shit didn't change. It was 8 of us that shared one pipe. Now, it's one nigga with 8 pipes. It ain't right. That's why the streets fucked up.
Yeah, but I'm saying, like, it's like, how they getting them? I mean, they spending all their money just to get guns?
They dropping them bitches off in crates. I'm a firm believer.
Man, I don't understand, man. I mean, when I was young, it was hard for me to find a gun. And I had the money to get the gun. I still couldn't find a gun. Or maybe people was like, no, you don't need one. I don't know what it was. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know.
What's up, Vic?
Yeah, it's ugly, but it's just a generation thing.
How old are you, Vic?
I'm 32.
32?
In my age.
Okay, 32, y'all the same.
I thought y'all was older than 32. You.
Vic look older than me. What the fuck?
Hey, what a rough life, I guess.
Man, it's just when you walk out the door, what's outside is what we consider fun, but outside looking in, it was dangerous.
I'm just saying your environment. Where you from?
West Side.
Okay.
290, always. Humble Park, I was born and raised in Humble Park,
Okay.
13 years.
I think we all West Side niggas.
Yeah, all West Side. You mean, you know,
Right off Garfield, all around Garfield. I grew up and was raised.
Fifth City.
Crazy.
Oh, okay, Fifth City. So, okay, I'm just saying though, man, what happened? I mean, man, okay, where I'm from, man, if we wanted to do something to somebody, man, we made sure that we got that person. There wasn't no innocent bystanders. It wasn't
as many innocent bystanders.
Yeah.
It was motherfucker got busy and fucked up the wrong people.
I mean, I ain't gonna say that. You're right. You
care at all.
Yeah.
You're on that
It's
side.
a lot less that
I ain't gonna
don't
lie.
care.
I got a homie, right? The nigga was on tour with his people, right? And he started fucking the hypes up on the joint. Cause they was the only reason they was working out there. Cause he like, man, they ain't got nothing to do with this, but they getting them niggas money. So he started fucking them hypes up. Cause he like, shit, my money slowed down, I can't work. He can't get no money neither, so they start fucking the hypes up.
what?
Yeah, cause he like, shit, how the fuck he still getting money? We beefing, I can't work my joint,
Right.
cause they fucking us up. But he got all the hypes out here,
Right.
and we letting the hypes work, and he still getting money.
Right.
So they start fucking the hypes up.
Well, you know, hey, man.
Shit,
I'm just saying, as far as like what made it
That's typical cameraman in the background.
people care less. Again, it was a little bit more respect for adults. It was a little bit more respect for life, and now it just seemed like every time you turn on the news, a mother got killed. She was with her son, and it was just like straight bullets everywhere.
Right.
And just constantly like kids get into it more and more. Everything turns into gunplay now.
Right.
Nobody fights
Nobody want to fight. Everybody want to shoot.
If you could pick one thing
This is exactly what happened in my opinion.
Cowards.
Okay, growing up, like Troy said, it was structure. It was a big dog in the hood. It was Chiefs.
Right.
Niggas feared the Chiefs.
Right.
Niggas didn't think the Chiefs could get hurt. But niggas seeing them niggas bleed like them,
Right.
fuck them niggas now.
Yeah.
The same nigga they feared, he bleed like me if he get shot. Shorty don't care no more.
So Shorty's fucking up
They willing to.
they own you
Motherfucker can't
or-
tell them shit. Cause you bleed like me.
So you saying that there's no structure.
There's no fear.
There's no
They
fear.
chase-
Structure was built on fear.
Not necessarily because you had a cause though. Every gang had a cause, man. You know what I'm saying? Either it was making money, selling drugs, or if it was killing niggas, it was killing niggas, or if it was gang banging, we still was structured. Because when we had our goal, what we had to do, face the east, woo out the bam, and we proceeded with what the mission was or whatever the goal was talked about. You
But
know
it
what I'm
was fear
saying?
involved because everybody was scared of the big dog. They respected him because they was afraid of him and what could happen if we don't respect him. So imagine like y'all grew up in a different generation, right?
So you saying there's no Chiefs?
There's no Chiefs.
Oh, jeez. I mean,
Because you gotta look at it. Me growing up, it was some older niggas in our neighborhood, right?
Always.
And I respected them, but I also feared them to a certain extent because I seen them get busy and I seen what happened when somebody crossed them. These shorties like, fuck them. I just got as many guns as this nigga. And we didn't really have guns neither, so we feared the niggas with the guns.
right?
These niggas got guns and they ain't got no morals.
True.
They ain't got no morals.
It is a lot. It's definitely way more guns.
So that, I mean, a lot of that falls back into mental illness, you know what I'm saying? Because it's like you can have an argument, dude run in the house, come out and shoot you right in the face, like that's often. I mean, it used to be rare where I come from, you know what I'm saying?
PTSD right there.
I don't know, man.
You yell at a nigga get loud enough, he done scared you. You ain't gonna admit you was scared, but you scared. I gotta get rid of this nigga.
And the crazy part about it, you didn't have to do no drugs to go do it. The drugs just helped you, you know what I'm saying, just boost you up to go, because in your head, you already wanted to do something to this guy in your head.
Drugs.
That's the problem.
Drugs helped a lot.
Getting beat up and getting recorded. Back then, when we really started hitting the streets as teenagers, because me and you the same age. What we had, Boost Mobile. That was just walkie-talkie. No pictures, no nothing.
Right.
Nowadays, somebody could get shot and a person wouldn't even call the police. They gonna get on the phone and start recording.
Yeah.
And that's the fear I think Shorty and them don't wanna take that ass whooping and
They ain't doing no fighting.
and go viral. So now I look like a punk. So now I gotta solve this issue by doing whatever he feel is.
They spanking their ass in the
And
county
they
though.
chasing clout, whatever clout is.
Yeah, to them. Whatever cloud is to them, you know. I mean, I think a lot of people just, it's a lot of stuff that you let in. It's just like when y'all be talking stuff with your bitches and all that old shit, man. I don't do that, man. You don't call me no bitch, because I don't play that, and that ain't in my era, you know what I mean? But that's y'all thing, that's what it is. It's just like you open doors for stuff to be,
That's brotherly love.
to happen, you know what I'm saying? You know, I mean, I feel, I'm just saying,
Can't call me.
No, but,
okay.
but he don't even like being called a bitch. Like don't you know I like Tam bitch ass. Use that as an example. Him and Tam was like, hey, don't do that on camera. You know what I mean? But that's just a different generation. Maybe they didn't play with each other back then. Like we more playful this generation. Maybe they was all serious.
No, I wasn't all serious. No.
We smoke weed and we laugh and joke. Their generation was straight. Hey, like, I'm about to go sell drugs. Right after that,
Let's get one thing clear. We had way more parties to go to. There was less, I wouldn't say less violent, but less violent and more fun than y'all era right now.
you know what that sound like? A cocaine user. We had a lot of fun parties.
That's right. No, we had more parties. I said more parties.
No, I'm talking shit. I'm talking
And
shit.
even back then, like once you did have a problem, you really knew this person probably first and last name. Like it was real personal. Nowadays, people getting into it with people they never seen before off one incident. The simplest thing.
Yeah, the simplest thing. I mean, the simplest thing is still what? Gym shoe. You stole somebody's shoe. That's the simplest thing. Oh man, my bag or whatever.
I got
no
no
shoes.
nice.
up over some shoes, but I understand.
I got bad feet. You step on my shit, it's going up. Hey, see,
You say fuck
I
that.
got nerve damage. It's going up in this bitch. I don't care if it's 2 of us or 20 of us, but you better hope it's 2 of us.
Oh, shit. No, but I mean, what about parenting? Anybody think parenting?
I think parenting plays a big role in it. I mean, what you see in your household is just like with racism. I mean, a white child doesn't know anything about white or black. I mean, he see what he see. It's just like what we see. It's just like with a black mother talking stuff about a white person.
You got some real
I mean, we
urban-
started to see it.
There's some people. It all go to like your product of your environment.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
if you was raised in a certain area, like emphasis Eminem. Then they always talked about Eminem. Why is you acting like this? Why you acting like this? Look where that man was raised.
Yeah,
Like, he was
right.
raised around certain people.
That's right.
You adapt to like your mentalities and your body language. Everything is what you're surrounded by. Like you, as a kid, you get taught certain things, and you evolve as an adult, and that it's embedded in you to. I don't want to say act black, but
Right.
it's an environment thing. Like
I mean, you just, basically you
people
were
that's
caught up in
born
your
in the
own
suburbs
environment.
act proper, and they never knew how to. Maybe they never known a palette. I tell a person, "Oh, I'll make a palette and sleep right there." They be like, "What's that?" Like,
Well, it can come from being curious too, you know. I mean, a lot of us being curious, you know. I'm gonna say my mother was a single parent, and I was raised well, but I was curious, you know. I'm just curious about how people moved in the dope boy on the neighborhood or the tough guy in the neighborhood, hell, for that sake, just to see how people move on how to act in that society where you're at in your environment. You know what I mean? Because I was one of the kids that you had to walk to school. Some people, nowadays, y'all get taken to school. You know, driving, getting your own car to go to school. You know what I'm saying? I had to walk
On the parents in today's age,
and bus it.
You think parents less involved?
like now,
I mean, we got kids.
now
we
parents is
got
still
teens.
kids in their head.
I mean, but you gotta think about it, man. Crack cocaine hit in the 80s, man. So whoever was having kids in the 80s, I mean, I'm sorry. It's just,
Crack babies.
you know, hey, man, you know, I mean, you gonna have that mental illness in them. You know what I'm saying? You having kids with that shit in your system.
I'm saying, but that's me. Like anybody who like well, I was born in the 1980s, so I'm an 80s baby. So I mean, I'm talking about the kids in the 90s, not even the 90s. Born in the
2000s.
I'm talking about kids in the 2000s.
Right.
Like what they parenting? What do you think about they parenting?
I think the parents was young, and
terrible.
I mean, because we having babies young, so I mean that plays a big part. But when you have baby young and your parent, you know, telling you that you need to raise your child a certain way, because nowadays people don't even want to work for their money now. Everybody's taking. Nobody working for nothing.
It's a lot of licks. Shit. Motherfucker don't want to work when they hit a lick for 20, 30. You make that a year working.
Yeah, that's
I ain't
one
mad
lick,
at 'em.
though. That's
But
one
shit,
lick.
you go work a job, you gonna make that a year.
The job that you
job
put yourself, but that job you put yourself in that position.
But that's the job your education gets you. You know, I can't go be no CEO. I ain't got the education to do it at a company that ain't mine. You know what I mean? Like, I can't go in the corporate world right now because I don't have the education. If I go get a job, I'll be making minimum wage, which is about $15 right now, and it sounds good on paper. But shit, the cost of living is hella high. That's why it's $15. So it's just like you making $7 back in 2007, making $15 today.
I'm not knocking the hustle. I think the hustle, I mean, if you bagged in the hole and you ain't got no way out and you have certain ways of getting it out, and I ain't promoting violence, but you know what I'm saying? Sometimes as men, we get back in the corner, so we just try to be men and stand up and have something. But sometimes greed kick in. The greed kick in when you carjacking and killing some innocent people. Okay, you carjack, you got the car. Why you gotta shoot them? After you get the car, you got the car now. Why you gotta shoot?
Violence does seem like on the uptick though, man. And I can't about blame the whole board. I mean, as far as like too many guns in the community.
Yeah.
Parents not being present for whatever reason. And I bring rap music.
Oh man, I was gonna ask that question. I was just
I
man.
definitely bring rap.
Tim, I was gonna just ask you, did rap music play a big part?
It did.
It's always the old nigga. It's the music.
Yeah, no, it was a million for us too. I mean, right, shit, NWA, yeah, NWA.
Y'all let's listen.
Remember the parents used to say, if your friend jump off a building, is you gonna do it? That's just like rap music. Just because you hear them saying it,
But people
that's
do.
entertainment.
No, but
Nobody
okay,
look at it
tell
like
me
that.
this though. It's a lot of clowns you run into daily. A lot of clown motherfuckers you run into daily. Okay, that's how it is. That clown ass nigga listening to that song and going off of it. Not black man, nigga. Listen to that song and say, hey, I can do that. No, it's just entertainment.
It is, but don't nobody. Everybody say it. You can say it with your mouth and but not really know it in your head as entertainment. Like that's where we get our style from.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Like we see stuff on TV.
Yeah.
You see it enough.
Yeah.
You know, it becomes cool. The Louis, Gucci, all whatever. You know what I'm saying? Whatever everybody wearing. And same way with like I was just talking about earlier. We had 3 6 Mafia sipping on syrup.
Right.
Syrup was not as popular in every neighborhood in the
It was a down south thing.
It wasn't like just down south. It was really regulated to Texas. Texas started it, and then it started to move around a little bit in the south.
Okay.
And then after that song came out, it was everywhere. Niggas in New York doing syrup. Just like now with the pills. Well, we wasn't doing the pills. It was a very big gap before weed and niggas jumped the pills.
Yeah.
Niggas was talking about chocolate tie, Indo, different varieties of weed. Now it's weed, and then we gonna pop this perk.
When I first started popping pills.
You know what I'm saying?
You like it.
So I blame, and then you got kids that's poor kids. You got gangs. You got all this other stuff, and then you mix with drugs. That shit just like a bomb ready to go off, kid. You just can't mix all that crazy shit together. And then your mind ain't struck to really listen to no real parenting when you got motherfuckers. First of all, your parents ain't got shit. They working 9 to 5, they working 12 hours a day, and they barely keeping a roof over your head. And then you see this nigga out here. Cause the dude getting money, he listens to the rappers, he dressing fly, so you think you can get, you know what I'm saying, copy that shit. So you just fall in the lead, you want what he got.
Well,
you know what I'm saying?
And I'm gonna say this too. I think it has to the absentee of fathers too, because I had a friend, a close friend of mine. He told me this, man, and this dude did not play in the street. He said, man, the streets was my father. They congratulate me for knocking that dude down. They congratulate me for doing that, man. It feel good. It's like a father telling his son, man, you did good throwing that ball in the hoop. You know what I'm saying? The smile on your son's face when his father telling him that. So the streets was, man, you did good, man. I saw how you did when we walked the band. He was like, man, that feel good. You know, everybody cheering you on and all that old stuff, man.
You see how some guys get treated.
Yeah.
Some guys get treated with all the love, all the respect, all the hoes. You know what I'm saying? You getting a little money too. Like,
right.
Okay, so that's what it is to be a man.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
That's a fact.
But like you said, it's fathers. I think at the end of the day, like we know the plan. We already knew like white people been against people of color forever.
We got
You know what I'm saying? If it wasn't blatantly in your face, like slavery and get over here, nigga, and all that other shit, it was some backdoor shit with Reagan and the whole Iran-Contra thing.
That's right.
Or it was getting rid of the Panthers, or it was assassinating our leaders. It was always some backdoor shit that they tried after that. But there's enough information out there that we know the tricks. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We already know the tricks they pull. So why do we keep basically falling for the tricks?
Messages on your phone, messages what you see. I'm gonna tell you like this. Okay, I do construction. And I go into these homes and I'm doing handyman services. I'm going to homes, half of the houses is Section 8, so it's single parents in there. They got a dude in there that's not working. They got kids in there, the house is completely messed up. Not to say everybody that's on Section 8 house is messed up, because it's a lot of them out there take care of that and appreciate what they got on. But I'm telling you, man, I've been in houses where you like, wow, somebody really live in this house? Somebody really live in this house, man? So they're not getting the message, the right message, because they not pursuing the right message. They going for whatever the TV tell you, or whatever you looking at on your phone tell you, or whatever the situation may be. You know what I'm saying? The importance is to look fly and not pay your rent. I don't understand that. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
I'm going to these houses and I'm hearing the company saying, man, they ain't paid rent. I don't know when. Man, we just want to get rid of them. We just want to this and that. It's messed up, man, and it's our people, man. You know, because half of the houses I'm going into is African American houses.
But like y'all said, though, that goes all the way back to them attacking our people from a different angle.
That's what I'm saying.
They outsmart us because they start giving out Section 8 and aid, you know, like stamps back in the 1930s, right? Mm-hmm. And they were only giving it to the white people. Only to the white people. Black people don't get it. But they seen the black family scribing, so around 1950s, 1960s, they started giving it to the black people. Now we're excited because we've been hearing this shit for 20 years. Mm-hmm. How they getting taken care of, they not working, they getting food for free and all that. But what they did to the black people was they monitor their household. Right. A man can't be in here and you receive this benefit. Right. So with the white people, they give it to them and they just spin off. They keep giving it to them. Right. With the black people, they monitor the household. They just pop up. Oh, did I tell you can't be here? So eventually that man got tired of getting put out for benefits and he never came back. True. So that's the way how they attacked us. That's where it all came from. All that Section 8 and shit. Mm-hmm. They kicked the black man out the household so they could benefit off them, thinking we benefited off them. Yeah. So,
and which in turn destroys the black family once you take the head out.
Facts. You take the head off, killing a snake, cut the head off, snake fall. When the government laid their foundation a long time ago, when they started giving the black people the aids, the public aid and kicking the black male out the household. But they built on that foundation by taking all the trades out the African American schools. Like once upon a time, a black man could make good money by just learning how to do a trade. Right. In high school, they weren't going to college. Because you know, they didn't want us in college anyway. Right, true. And they know we didn't want to go. But when they took that out, if I can't do no trade and I don't want to go to college, what else I'm going to do? I'm going to commit a crime to take care of my family. Exactly. And they're going to put us behind the walls. Mm-hmm. And when we come home, they don't give us no help to change our lives. Exactly. Like jail do not help you change your life. It's just put your life on pause. Mm-hmm. And with the mentality that a man got, I missed 5 years of my life. I got to catch up on the 5 years. Mm-hmm. But you'll never get that time back. So the government been already laying their foundation and building their bricks on us for years. Mm-hmm. They good at their job, I'll tell you that.
So tell me this, Vic. So when you was a kid and you was coming up, you knew what you wanted to be, or you knew what you had to do to survive in your environment, or you was always, was you the type of person that was the violent person, or the person just was trying to survive and then move around and to be what you want to be in life?
I say as a kid, I wasn't violent, but I would say I was going off emotion. Okay. Because some things you might turn up off the smallest. Because as a black man in a Hispanic neighborhood. Yeah.
For sure. You said Humber Park. You did say that.
So it was like survival. So, but I watched what my brothers did because it was me and one brother that was a year apart, and my two older brothers a year apart. So my mother worked, she took care of the house. My pops worked in the streets. Right. But he worked. He had a job. Right. So I feel like my brothers raised me. Like my mother took care of the household. Right. I watched everything my brother did, and I mimicked them. But what I felt was cool to do. Right. Yeah. And certain things like people couldn't play with my name. Right. Being like 4 black kids in a Hispanic classroom and people get to playing with you now. You want to get physical because this is how you play at home. Because
like already fight. Right. Hispanics against us at the time.
Yeah. So once you go slap a motherfucker, you don't think you're going to get in much trouble because you're like, oh, that's what I do at home. Right. So I just slap them for playing with me. Right. And so now you a violent kid. Right. Now you got to get talked to. They put me in anger management at 6th grade. Like, I'm not an angry kid. Like, what the hell? Like,
I'm angry, y'all put me in anger
management. And that was another thing, too, as far as like tearing down the black community is when you got the men at the house, you got the woman trying to raise a man.
Facts.
Damn near fucking
never work.
Never impossible. They either go overboard or they coddle him.
Exactly.
And then now you got the kid in school, and every time he do something, you got 2 classes. Right. So he's struggling at home because he's raised by a single mother who never they got no love. He's feeling some type of resentment towards his father and all that. So he's acting out in school. So now he's labeled a bad kid.
Right.
You got him in a BD class, behavioral disorderly, and all that. They want to ship him over there. And then they slow down on teaching you over there. They don't even teach you on the same level. They just got you in the class. You basically in detention. You ain't learning shit over
about a
there.
lot for being in those classes.
Yeah, you ain't even talking.
Talk about the special ed class.
Oh, look, I ain't gonna look. I was in special ed. Not because I was slow, because at some point I just stopped doing my work.
Right.
You know what
I was
I'm
in
saying?
there too. But from what I found out about it was just a separation thing. You know what I'm saying? To separate us from I kind of got thrown off with that one, but I was just listening to that the dude on the other YouTube channel, the doctor dude. I don't know his name, but he was just explaining how they separate us and how they do put us in classes so we can't be achievers. You know what I mean?
Well, I've been around you guys a minute, and I just found out both of y'all was in LD, and I'm not surprised. Let's get that on the table. I'm not surprised. Like y'all both said that, I'm like, it
makes sense.
It makes a lot of sense now. Okay, you know, just stick to that. We're gonna let that go out the room, though. You know.
No, but I mean,
I may not be the smartest, but damn sure ain't the dumbest.
But you're not a count, I'll tell you that.
Goddamn right.
Not a count.
yeah, but the whole throwing kids just because they show some type of aggression or they slack up on their work a little bit, you don't just write them off. And you never. So you gonna put a kid in the you saying they slow or they not learning at the rate that the kid is learning right now. So you put them in a slower class to learn slower so he can catch up. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Because what they do is you in that when you were a kid, and then once you get to high school, they throw you right back in the mix as if you was learning all that stuff. You don't know anything,
right?
So that's why you drop out.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? How you gonna you about time you learn fractions? They throw you in there. They throw you out of your regular class, and now you ain't learning geometry and all the other stuff.
Yep.
So you slow, and then as soon as you get in high school, you gotta learn. You gotta know all that in high school, but you don't know it. So now you gotta drop out. Right. You get what I'm saying? Well, you feel like you gotta drop out because you don't want to look stupid. I'm not gonna sit in this classroom.
They
not
sure
doing
don't
nothing.
care if you don't come to class or not.
And our school system in the urban neighborhoods failed us every year. Like, we all different generations, right? He's a little older than you, but you know, he
was in high school. I was getting ready. I was coming out of grammar school.
And we all agreed that the urban school failed us.
Right.
Like, I went to Marshall, and I'm not throwing salt on Marshall because I don't know what they teach now. But all I had to do was come to school for 4 years and I graduated. Thank God that I was a hedge over smart, you know what I mean? But I went to college and I was able to learn, right? Because I was teaching myself throughout high school.
Right, you gotta have
I got the books. They just ain't teaching us, but I'm reading them books. I'm reading the books. So thank God I was doing that. But high school in the urban neighborhood and grammar school is failing the system. I'm telling the kids every year for the last, this about 50 years right here. You know what I mean?
So in life, we just basically was self-teaching.
Facts.
I mean,
You know what I'm saying?
but that's very few and far between. Not many kids gonna do that. Not
Like
many
you said,
kids
they
gonna
give
see
up.
that. Yeah, they gonna give up. I mean, a majority of kids gonna give up.
Yeah,
You know.
yeah, real talk.
So we've got a lot of problems in the black community, as far as generations with the violence, the schools, the families are separated. Before we even jump to another topic, how do anybody see hope? And if so, if not, or if so, could you explain?
Move to the suburbs.
I see hope.
Hope for what? Like the
Hope for the future.
Well, because looking at the city, how the city is right now, if like me personally, I got nieces and nephews in the city, and I recently just left the city, only 3 years. There's no place to want to raise. If you're trying to, I don't know what to say, like, because a lot of people made it out of Chicago too, but just it's too negative right now, and for a kid to see that, they gonna think it's all right, and the city ain't the place to be. But as a black community, we just gotta come together and motherfucker won't even.
Right, that's what I'm looking for, solutions.
You
We
won't
got
even
these solutions
support
also.
my home, like him and his wife got anything that they come up with, I support. Any of my friends, they put something on Facebook, I support or share it. At least try to show some type of.
So that's what you're doing.
Like,
so that's what you're doing.
The city don't come together like they used to now.
Right.
Like people don't support. People go cook out their house and try to sell, and they advertise it on Facebook, social media, and you will love the picture, but people won't even support their own friends.
So they like the picture, but they ain't really support.
She got 400 likes and 0
and then
plates.
you get that a lot. You get that a lot. You get somebody that's trying to come up, and we trying to, you got people hating on you and don't want you to succeed and want you to be down and out. If everybody down and out, don't you know that person might kill you to get somewhere? So it's best that you congratulate that person is moving up. You don't know that personality. You don't know how that person feeling. You know what I mean? But just like what Vic was saying, that's good. We just got to start at one person at a time. Because as a whole, we do what's right for our family. We stick by I'm okay. We stick by each other. We do what we're supposed to do with our kids, or do the best we can to raise our kids, and try to set an example. And how we move and wherever we at, we try to show an example on how a black man should live or a black woman should live, and how we treat our black queens. So, and that being said, we just try to do more in our environment to help our environment.
It definitely start with us. That's why I was saying I don't think that we can blame the white man for the foundation of what we go through.
Correct.
But after that, it's like we already know all the tricks you done played and everything. Like keep falling for the same okie doke.
Right. Exactly.
Like I don't think we should have to be stuck in this situation.
That's right.
With this fucked up city, school systems and the neighborhoods and all the other stuff. And I think it start. I'm put it like this. I think it start with the black man first. Period. I mean, and then after the black man get himself together, you know what I'm saying. Regardless of how old you are, if you still alive, you got a chance. Start treating your woman right, build a family, and raise your kids. I'm not saying everybody gonna be one big happy family. Mm-hmm. You can have a divorce or have a baby mama and not have to have a bunch of friction and still be in your kid's life if she let it. It's a lot of ins and outs, but I think if we get the black man in position, we get the black family structure. Mm-hmm. I think we can get past the rap music because I got kids and I know I was influenced, but I didn't have a father or I had a stepfather for a while, but at my critical age, being 12 and all 13,
right.
I didn't have them.
Right.
And you had a mother working, she can't watch me.
Right.
So again, we gotta have a family structure. We gotta stop looking at these entertainers as leaders because they sell us out. Every time you turn around, they sell us out. I don't believe in parties, Democrat or Republican. I think they both play good cop, bad cop, but behind the scenes, through that glass, they on the same team.
They homies.
I promise.
Yeah.
So that's my opinion. I think it starts with the black man.
But you have a problem with that. Okay, so once again, I go back into a house that I was in. So it's a baby that's born. So you got the oldest person in the house ain't doing nothing with her life. The house is in shambles, man. And then she got kids around there. So they living in filth. The baby living in filth. The house is total. So I got to come in there and do some work. So if everybody in your surroundings is slow or an idiot, how do you get out of that? It has to be somebody in there has to have a brain and say, oh man, this environment, I need to get out of this. They fine with sleeping on a twin mattress that's black with no sheets and clothes all around them and food everywhere and cat vomit and it's insane.
I can't speak on.
I'm calling the police.
You talking about a whole family that's just ruined.
But I'm just saying.
How did somebody get out of that?
I'm just saying this is the thing that is against us. That we have nobody in that household has no guidance.
That's learned behavior.
None.
True.
That's learned behavior.
True.
My mama taught me this, my mama taught me this, and I'm gonna teach my kids this. Just like you said a long time ago, it's racism. Mm-hmm. That's learned behavior. If you take a white kid put him in a white household and say we hate niggas, he gonna grow up to hate niggas.
exactly.
You put a black kid in an unstructured household that's nasty, they think it's okay to stay everyday life. So guess what? When they get grown, they gonna do the same thing. They learn.
Right. That's right.
They learn.
That's right.
True.
I'm talking about it's insane, man. How society is as a people, man. Because I go in these places and I'm like, man, I feel bad, man. It's just like a cop seeing murders all the time. Because cops are committing suicide because they see so much bad in the world.
But if
going to these people's houses doing this work and how nasty they live is
but like, a lot of people done came out of bad situations, growing up in a negative household, and came up to change their life because they saw the benefits when they talked to somebody who was doing the complete opposite, and they saw the benefits. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. And then they started when they go home, they start to see like. I mean, some people, they wake up and they see, man, this you ain't supposed to live like this. This shit nasty, or this just ignorant. You know what I'm saying? I'm getting better results when I act like how this person over here told me. I get a lot more peace. You know what I'm saying, or whatever it is. That's so I believe just say we in a barbershop and you talking to the barber. You ain't got to necessarily be talking directly to the shorties in there, right. Like. Woo, woo. But the conversation that you have with the barber, you know, they hearing shit. They seeing you pull up in a nice truck, you know, you came in looking fly, you getting your hair cut, and you ain't talking about the joint. You ain't talking about, you know what I'm saying, your 3-4 bras. You talking about wifey. Just took, we just came from Disneyland. I got this project on the west side. Woo, woo. They said if you show a kid that you benefit by working a 9 to 5 and being honest, because that's all I really needed. All I needed was the mailman to have some 20s. I would have been okay. I would have never sold drugs if a nigga had some 20s. So I think we motherfucker got to show these kids something, man. You ain't got to be in the ear all that, you know. Don't nobody want to hear that shit anyway. Motherfucker just lecturing them anyway. So what about we going to talk about the mental health?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not really a big... I can't really speak on it. I can give my opinion, but I'm not experienced in that. I can't say I had this person or this family member who dealt with mental health or whatever. So I'm gonna leave it to somebody who probably.
I'm thinking that it's just a word they're using to make money on.
You don't think it's real mental health?
I think it's mental health, but.
I mean,
why all of a sudden is mental health such a big thing? So after the coronavirus, now it's mental health. So you telling us you put something in it that now we have mental health? Because mental health wasn't spoken with in 2020.
Not in our neighborhood.
It's been, like, mental health been around for a while. It's just people who, I want to say, as black people don't go to the doctors. Like, black men don't go to the doctor. And if a man dealing with something, he don't, like me personally, I don't know how to explain, even to my girlfriend, I don't know how to explain my feelings to her. I could tell her somewhat of what I'm going through, but I can't just explain, and I deal with certain things, like I shut down and just don't talk. That's to keep from arguing type shit, because she don't understand what I'm going through. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah, I understand.
So, like the mental thing, I think people just, like, once you like bottle something up for so long, you don't know how to handle it. It's either aggression or shut down.
I believe in mental health for sure, because I mean, you can't have all this trauma that regular people, I'm not talking about different races, I'm talking about people in general have to deal with. But if you do want to be specific, especially black people, you know what I'm saying? We're talking about people who was stripped from their land and just dealt with shit up all the way up to this point.
That's right.
So we're talking about 400 years of straight bullshit.
That's right.
You get what I'm saying?
That's right.
Always an uphill battle.
Okay.
You know, and then I can't go back from past generation, but I go to mine. We talk, to be a man, you gotta be strong. Ain't no crying over everything, ain't no crying damn that period. You know, and
can't show it, right? Show emotion.
Right, you can't show no emotion. You always gotta be on some hard shit.
Right.
You know, that's why a lot of stuff don't get settled. Nigga I can't say I'm sorry to this nigga, no, I'm for that tough. One of us gonna punk out.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Say you sorry, that's a bitch move.
Yeah, you get what I'm saying?
That's the most manly thing you can do is this.
Apologize when you're wrong. Without, but some people just don't know how to talk without that aggression, and when you feel somebody talking aggression, you don't know how to do nothing but show that aggression back.
Right, get it back.
I mean, I believe that because for every action, it's a reaction.
Like the shorties being violent, they don't know how to talk to nobody and don't know how to just turn down.
And
They
that's
always turn up. I'm gonna have to be tougher than him.
Exactly.
And that could be like going like they not gonna talk to their OG or their baby mamas about some street stuff. They gonna go right to their homies, and their homies ain't gonna do nothing but ask them right on up.
Right.
That's why I said mental health in our urban neighborhood don't exist. We don't get the benefit of the doubt to suffer from mental health. But in reality, it should be there because we live in an abnormal life.
Mental health been there.
What we seen is
but we don't
normal,
get the
not,
benefit to
like,
suffer from it because we can't be soft. We can't be white. You know what I mean? Because that's who suffer from mental health in society as.
Right.
But if you wake up in a neighborhood, right now hear me out. You wake up in a neighborhood.
We don't want to be white.
And every day somebody getting shot or killed in that neighborhood. How is that normal?
Exactly.
So we learn to live with an abnormal situation, and really, in reality, our mind and our body telling us this is not right. We're just rejecting that feeling.
Exactly.
Like 10% of black men suffer from mental health, right? On paper. Imagine how many people that don't say nothing. Like it's everywhere, but we don't get the benefit of suffer from it because we're not soft.
Right.
And we gotta fight for our life, literally. Not like color purple every day I fight for my life. No, we literally gotta fight for our life growing up where we grew up at.
Right.
Like, cause somebody will take our shit. And that's not normal, having to wake up every day thinking you may not make it home.
Exactly.
Like even with prison systems, like you put us in prison and some jails 23 and 1.
Right. What is it called? The correctional
Correctional system.
Correctional system.
Correct. What?
Right.
Like you got some max joints that's 23 and 1.
Yeah.
So you put this man behind this jail cell, this wall, for 23 hours a day, right? For 4 years straight. He get 1 hour to take a shower, maybe get on the phone, maybe work out. For 4 years straight, and you put him out here and expect him to be normal.
Right.
That nigga fucked up in the head.
Right. And they in there with across the board criminals like
Everything.
like I'm in there for parking tickets and I'm in there with killers. You know what I'm saying? I ain't want to be in here for parking tickets or child support, but I am.
You think he get child support, he going to any joint.
Hey, look here, the system gonna find some type of way to get you. Either child support or whatever.
Yeah, stuff like that. Like, come on, like jail, y'all are making enough. Child support and tickets, like, come on, give 100 hours community service. You should never do no time for something like that. That's petty. That's so petty.
They gonna get you if they can by any means necessary.
Sure is.
Well,
Sure will.
I mean, I think back in the day, it was definitely a stigma to going to see a therapist. I think it's getting better now because more people are talking about it, especially with the internet. Internet blew up, and now you get to see people talking about on TV. I went to my therapist. Y'all should go to therapy.
That's dope though. That's dope as hell. People want to go talk about their problems.
We talk about the internet a lot like it's bad, but it's really a tool. It's what you use it for.
Yeah.
You know, and therapy could be. Don't get me wrong. Some of us need therapy, a trained therapist. But a lot of us just really need to just talk. Talk to somebody. Talk to you. You know what I'm saying? Talk to my cousin. Talk to my guy. Open up to my wife. That's what you be having that person. Your wife is your helpmate. That's what the Bible calls her. You know what I'm saying? She your partner in life. But a lot of people don't. If we think it's weak to talk to a man, imagine if we open up to our wife. That's just for a long time. I'm talking about maybe like I probably got my shit together like 10 years ago. I'm probably like 5. You have to ask her, what was it, like 5 years ago? We started talking
you
about
ask her, you never got your shit together. So you not gonna ask her. I be reading her and take messages.
but you got it.
Shit.
And women nurturing, that's what they there for.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? They give birth, man. Life come from them. You know what I'm saying? That's all they do is just nurture all day. You know what I'm saying? You got a person there that could actually like save your life. You know, and we just
because it's weak. We raised that it's weak.
Right, it's weak.
You know what mental health is in the hood? Crazy.
A drink.
Now, if a nigga struggling from mental health,
Oh,
he going to see a therapy, you know what they're going to say?
That nigga
Man,
crazy.
It's crazy. Come on now. No, that's crazy that you think I'm crazy because I want to get help.
Right, exactly.
It's all backwards, man. We
It's
was
all
taught
backwards.
wrong, man.
You
Moral
absolutely
behavior is a
right.
motherfucker, man.
Yeah, we definitely
We gotta, at least, we can't change the world, but you gotta change that cycle in our circle. We got kids, we got grandkids, but I ain't got no grandkids. You niggas old. But we got kids, and we gotta change that cycle. Like, we gotta let the little boys know it's okay to cry.
Right,
It's okay to talk about why you crying.
right,
Don't just be like, boy, you acting like a bitch, get the fuck on.
right.
Because all us acting like a bitch when you got the fuck on, now look at us.
Exactly.
We fighting demons and shit.
High school, they gave us, I was in Crane, you had counselors, like people used to go to counselors. I never seen my counselor unless they made me go see my counselor.
Exactly.
Like for certain, like what was the purpose? Like I felt like I was like you cool, like.
Then you-
And she asked you, well, you need to talk about it. I'm like, no, what didn't talk about? I'm coming for a physical. Like I'm trying to play the sport.
You got shot in high school, didn't you?
Yeah, my sophomore year.
Wow.
15 years old, got shot.
16.
You know what I mean? But he ain't never talked about it.
Right.
Because it was normal, like, damn, I got hit like somebody else got
It
hit.
was like,
And not only you got it was normal. It was actually cool in some people's eyes.
Yeah, it was.
and like, yeah, that shit wasn't cool.
Not to
because,
you.
like,
Not to you.
Because the fucked up part, it wasn't even meant for me. It was something happened the day before, and it was a mistake at a wrong place, wrong time. But I was right outside my house, so it wasn't a wrong place. This is what we kicked it at.
Right.
Wrong place
He just
outside your
came.
house.
I really
the
hate
first
that
person,
expression, too.
and it's crazy because it was like the first person he saw. He just went. He just did what he had to do. Well, out of anger, I guess, because he just seen me and bam. And it was so dark. I didn't even know he was into the
shit
first
crazy.
shot. So
That shit crazy.
it was
It's all about what you do with it,
like
though. It is.
your neighborhoods, and then like as it went down, I got brothers. So my
Right.
brothers never found out why it happened. Something happened. Like it's bullshit, but.
Now, you said you got therapy for that though, or they?
No, hell no.
Oh, yeah. I heard you say you went to therapy.
Man, that's so fucking
No,
crazy.
I'm saying in high school we had counselors.
Right.
Like if you're going through stuff, or if you come to school smelling funny, or your clothes look raggedy, your uniform dirty, you had people like come talk to if you got problems at the crib. We didn't use that.
Oh, yeah,
That's
yeah.
what I'm saying. Like, what was
Yeah,
the purpose
we
of
didn't
going
have
talking
that.
to y'all for?
No, we didn't have that. We
But definitely, you get shot at 15, you definitely need to sit down with somebody,
That's
man.
so crazy,
Well, you
right?
get shot, period.
Like,
You got shot too before.
Yeah, I got shot. I was trauma for a hot minute.
Yeah.
Yeah, firecracker after that.
now let me tell you this.
I ain't never had no before. I'm telling you, guys, scary ass in the bones.
My OG got 4 boys. My oldest brother was skint. My brother, a year older than me, he got shot. I got shot. She got a twin. My brother, rest in peace, Shamrock, he got killed. Her oldest son got shot. My auntie got shot.
Dude, that's too normal.
That's
That's
normal though.
crazy.
And I can do the same thing you do. Everybody in this room can do the same thing
Yeah,
you doing.
that's
Know somebody
crazy.
who got shot.
That's crazy.
And we can't
And that's
talk
all in
about
one
mental health.
household.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's crazy.
So, like,
And you know what's
people we just grow
man.
up different. Like,
and you know
it
what's
just made you
crazy.
strong. Like, yeah, I wasn't angry. I ain't gonna like
Of
that
course you
did make
was.
me angry. But I was so frustrated. I didn't know who to take it out on. So any problem I was engaged in, I was just ready to just jump off the board. Like I'm ready
Yeah, cause
for
you
whatever. But my OG told me, like, boy, be a kid. You know, you still gotta
Facts.
graduate, boy.
facts. Like in reality, man, everything start off with mental. Like if I want to work out, I gotta get my mind prepared before I get my body prepared. So if we born in this society where mental health don't exist, but it really do, we got dealt a bad hand to begin with. Like I said, it's only 10% of black men that report that they suffer from mental health. Come on, man. I know at least 20 niggas that can't function every day, and they use this or that to get through their day.
Oh yeah,
That's mental health to the finest.
that's what do you call it? Self-medication,
Self-medication.
and that's the worst.
Cause shit, I don't want to get too deep into the situation in our urban neighborhood, but just losing somebody close to you, you suffer from mental health. Cause I've been around this person for 20 years, and I got another 40 years never seeing them, never talking to them again. That plays on your mental. You know what I mean? And you think about it so much. If I have a dream about somebody I lost, I'm down all day. And you know why I'm down all day? Because I don't want to talk to nobody about it. Because I'm scared the motherfucker gonna say, that's just a dream, kid. He been gone.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And I bugged up on somebody. Like,
Exactly.
Not even intentionally though, because you dealing with something and you don't know how to explain. We don't talk to, like, of course I let out to y'all, y'all the guys. But when you home with your girls and your kids, you don't know how to just let that out to them.
Because you're supposed to be, you the rock, you're supposed to be strong.
And you don't want to like let them down because you see them at a weak point and like
Right, they look at you for strength. It's
like,
and it goes so deep into like I got a 12-year-old daughter. I've been there for my daughter her whole life. I was incarcerated, you know, I did my time, but I was still present in her life. My daughter, I've been through this accident shit, so much pain, physical pain. My daughter ain't seen me cry till my brother died. And she said, dang, my daddy crying? I heard her say that. Because I felt like I had to be there for her. No matter what I'm struggling with mentally, I can show her. But imagine if that was my son. Now I'm teaching him how to not express himself.
exactly.
I'm teaching her the same thing, but she, you know, she, like daughter, they look after their mother more than their father.
Right.
But if that was my son, I'm teaching that nigga not to deal with his problems,
The same
to
thing.
bury it. And we gotta do better, man.
Yeah, I think we're all like that. I think the first time my wife saw me cry was at a funeral at what was it my Delmont, my cousin.
Yeah,
Like you said, you
Delmont.
grew up with him, you grew up with this guy for your whole life, and then they snatched out your life, and that was the first time like nothing happened. You didn't
Because
get fired, like
You and
no.
you was like close.
You get what I'm saying? So all the stuff that happens, it takes all. Some people don't even cry at funerals. They hold
I
it
know
in.
people don't cry at funerals.
You know, it's just like we got to get over that.
I don't know. I'm emotional, so I show my feelings.
Yeah, you like one of the few dudes though.
Yeah,
Like,
I
I mean,
show mine.
it's everything's. I can say for a fact that people are, like I said, the internet helped a lot. So people talking about mental
And I
health
love
more.
that. I love
And-
that's trending right now.
Yeah, and black guys are, black men are starting to get more into it, but it got to be pushed a lot hard. It got to stay on the radar because we got this is just now happening.
Yeah.
You got generation, you got 5, 6 you got more than that. Whoever alive past this internet generation,
Yeah.
dealing with all that,
And they don't
all
deal
that.
with it.
You know, if it wasn't the whole segregation and what do you call it? The 70s and 60s trying to fight for rights or not.
Right.
Then you got the 80s and 90s where you're dealing with gang wars and getting
Right.
shot and losing
Crack
people.
cocaine.
You get
Yeah.
crack cocaine. You got a lot of
Because what's the point of having all these emotions and we don't use them?
exactly.
Like, we didn't create emotions. We can control our emotions.
Mm-hmm.
So we grow up as mans and only using 2, 3 emotions.
Right.
That's fucked up.
And it don't help that when the media label you a thug when you shoot another black man, but when the white guy come out and shoot whole people with at a grocery store or wherever, at a church, he dealing with mental health. He dealing with mental health. He had a mental breakdown that day.
Right.
But that guy who his friend died, his brother died of gun violence. That's all he know. That's the only way he know how to react. And he can't. Again, we just said he can't talk to nobody because he weak. But if he go out there and he put in some work,
He a man.
He a man, exactly.
Right.
So and they don't take that in consideration. They lock him up and they put him in the cell you talking about for 23 hours a day, and then say he's in a correctional facility. But you're not correcting his behavior. You know, you're not even dealing with his mental health. Are you treating him more like an animal?
More like an animal.
You know what I'm saying? And then he treat the new guys as it's insane.
Yeah,
It's
you're
insane.
right. And that's why we addressing it, because we got to get better. And we can't fix it for the world, but we can start around here.
That's
You know
all
what I'm
right.
saying?
With yourself.
By talking about it. Like, I had a guy reach out to me. He said, man, I can't stop crying, man. It's been 2 weeks, I've been crying. I went back on all his videos. That man had bags on his eyes. But I ain't never paid attention to it until he told me. And we took him out. We had a good time, man.
Right. And you
he
probably
was the
saved his
strongest
life. Real
person in that
talk.
group chat, hands down, because I would have never reached out to nobody. So I salute my mans for that.
Yeah.
What's up, man? That's
Yeah.
what's up. But I think we also need to start on your health, man. I mean, us as black men need to start going to the doctor, man. I
Yeah.
know I don't want to get hooked up on no pills, and I'm not going to get hooked up on no pills. I mean, you do your research. You go to several doctors if you got to. You get a second or third opinion, man. You know, because I had a guy, one of my coworkers, he tell me that he had something going on with him. He just wouldn't go to a doctor. He did some self-healing stuff. I'm like, man, you crazy. I said, man, the infection could have went somewhere else and killed you. You know what I'm saying? I said, it could have just took one pill, not a whole life of pills. It could have been something. I mean, we just have to go. If it's something wrong with you, you have to go to the doctor.
But how about you go see a therapist? Because therapists do like subscribe pills too. You go see a therapist and she say you have whatever you have, and she subscribe you these pills.
Well, not for no penicillin.
No, I think what Cuz talk about is he's saying that you can get sick off of stress.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? So you might not even need to go to see an actual a doctor.
That's why I say get opinions from several people. You can go to several people.
But if you deal with the stress, you could your blood pressure. You get what I'm saying? That's stress.
Yeah.
It's plenty of stuff. I mean that I can't name off top, but a lot of that stuff has to deal with.
Yeah, I get it.
Because if your mind fighting something and you just ain't dealing with it, it'll affect other things in
your your mind before anything.
Yeah.
Like when I was in an accident, and they had me so doped up I couldn't be myself. When I became myself, I tell niggas all the time, the body healed itself. I broke all these bones, I had all these surgeries. What the doctors didn't fix, the body did by itself. But they can't fix your mental.
No.
You gotta fix that yourself. Like I know niggas that got shot up and they in wheelchairs. You know why? Because they gave up on themselves. They didn't want to learn how to walk again, but they had a chance. They wasn't paralyzed for life, but they said, man, I can't be doing this therapy shit. Fuck it. So your mind ain't gonna never heal itself, man. You gotta attack that head on. The body heal itself.
Prayer helps too.
Prayer, oh yeah, let's not forget that.
That's
God first, man.
that's like they say, man. That's your therapist, your doctor. That's your everything, man. God.
Everything.
Ain't nobody listening. He definitely.
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
Cause I know I wouldn't be here without prayer, man. And I know that for a fact.
Nobody wouldn't care. He the only person listening. Yeah.
Man, I don't care what faith you is, man. Feed your spirit, man.
Exactly, because it's definitely a higher power, and I don't care what you name him, it's one of them. Mm-hmm. And like you said, you gotta feed the spirit, man.
Yeah, but we're gonna end it with definitely pray, definitely try to go to the doctor, get yourself checked out, be good to people, try to stick with family and love one another, man, and approach your family. Choose to have a small circle, keep you a small circle, but find somebody to trust in. You got nobody to trust in the Lord.
Facts.
Yes.
But we're gonna wrap this up, and we enjoy y'all for tuning in and being with us. We really are thankful for just watching us have these conversations, and we hope you keep tuning in. We'll see y'all the next time. Thank y'all for tuning in to Blunt Talk. This is definitely Blunt Talk. Thank you.